welcome to Sandwiches, Reviews and Recommendations. In today's video we're going to be talking about the TV show Sex Education, specifically Season 3. Right, the show has a great cast, starting with the great Gillian Anderson playing Jean Milburn, a sex therapist who's the mother to the main male protagonist, Otis. Otis is played by Asa Butterfield. We also have his love interest and one of the main female protagonist, Maeve, played by Emma Mackey. And last but definitely not least is Eric, Otis' best friend, played by Nakuti Gatwa. Alright, let's talk about the show. So we see Maeve moving on from Otis by getting really close to her neighbour Isaac. We see Otis doing a similar thing, but being in more of a casual sex relationship with a more popular girl of the school, Ruby. But the relationship is kept hidden on Ruby's behalf, which upsets Otis and initially dumps her as he believes he deserves better, but then they become a proper relationship when she actually allows him to get closer to her. We also see Eric and Adam becoming more of a couple. Adam is slowly allowing himself to be more open to Eric's ideas to an extent. He is also struggling to find a passion in his life. And with Maeve, even though she gets closer to Isaac, Isaac does a particular act which causes a huge strain on that relationship. Now, the main plot of the show is we have a new headmaster come in after the previous one was forced to go, and she has the terrible situation of having to remove the inappropriate sex school label from that school. Now, at first she starts teaching unsolicited sex advice to students, which even teachers who are at the school believe is very unethical and very unhelpful, and actually tells the students to go to a clinic if they really need advice. And we then start seeing uniform come in, stripping the students of all their individuality, and then lastly a shame tactic used on certain students who are not behaving in a certain way or going against her ideals that she's trying to bring forth. It's at this point that the students rally up against and in the end thwart against her, and not only do damage to her and her career, but also towards the school, its reputation and budgetary restrictions. Now, the series is really interesting as we have new storylines and we have old ones which are somewhat good. The new ones, we see a few non-binary characters and they get a light shined upon them. We also see the school going through an abstinence type teaching situation, and with the uniform and more rules than the other seasons shown. But also it has the old storylines of one character being in love with another, but that character is unavailable, and as they try to move on, that character has become single and whatnot. We also see the plot of cheating coming back, and it's like most of the seasons, I think it's one new character cheating in each different season. And then the last plot line, which I really wish they remove, is Otis and his mother falling out. Now, season 1 and 2 are somewhat justified in this plot line, but I feel like this reasoning behind it is actually the weakest. It's with Otis' mum, Jean, just trying to find out more about her son, and her son really restricting and going against it, which is actually, I just thought it was stupid. But apart from that, I think it was a very good watch, very entertaining, and I would give it an 8.3 out of 10. Now, onto the recommendation side, I would definitely suggest watching Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. Let me explain. I know it's a kid's show, but both characters, Otis and Ned, do share similarities. They're always looking out for the best of others, especially with their friends, and give out advice to everyone, no matter if they're a bully or if, you know, they're not the nicest of people, and teachers. Obviously the advice they give out is vastly different. I very much doubt Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide it's got an episode about fingering. Who knows, maybe I'll miss that episode. So I'd say Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide is a kid's version of Sex Education. Another show I'd recommend, which is probably more adult rated than Sex Education itself. It's Big Mouth, the animated TV show, and whilst it talks about puberty and certain other subjects that can relate in Sex Education, this one is more on the comedic foreground, and the kids are much younger portrayed than they are in Sex Education. Still worth watching, very funny. And last but definitely not least is Waterloo Road, another show set in school, and whilst not the most realistic depiction of teenagers and school life, it's definitely the most entertaining. It also deals with the same subjects that Sex Education deals with, i.e. pregnancy, spousal abuse and unprotected sex, I think, and bullying. But yeah, it's very entertaining, very funny, and there's plenty of episodes to choose from. Alright, this has been the end of the review. Hope you do enjoy.